My name's Jeff Makarevich, and welcome to Wine and Dine with Jeff, where I'll make a healthy dinner from start to finish and pair it with wines from around the world. Let's fill up that glass. Hi, I'm Jeff Makarevich, and welcome to Wine and Dine with Jeff. Today, we're doing cod fish cakes. They are so delicious and mouth-watering, with just a tad bit of crunch to them on the outside. And we put them through our test kitchen, and they are kid-approved with flying colors. But I'm pairing it with this beautiful Chablis from France, a Premier Cru. It is so delicious. You're gonna love this. Let's get in the kitchen and start working. Let's get started with the fish cakes. And we're gonna be juggling two pans right now. Let me turn on the heat on this closest one to me. We have 2 pads of butter in here, and I'm just gonna let that go until the milk solids from the butter brown up a little bit, and then we're gonna throw our onions and garlic right into this pan. Right here we have our cod, fresh cod, and raw, obviously. And we have some poaching liquid. That's how we're going to be cooking it. So to the poaching liquid, we're going to add some sliced lemons right on in. And we're going to add about 10 or 12 peppercorns right on in. And all the exact ingredients are right down below in the description center. And then we're going to add also some mustard seeds, actual mustard seeds. But we have a ton more flavor going in. This is just a poaching liquid. And let's get that cod in there. Now this is extremely important. I'm just going to lay the cod right on in. Now this water should not be on a heavy boil. And it should just be on a slow simmer. How you see it right here. In fact, I'm just going to put that down a little bit. Now that's only going to go for 6 to 8 minutes. That is it. And very important, simmer, because a heavy boil will actually make the fish chewy. So a very slow simmer, and 6 to 8 minutes until it's opaque and starts to fall apart. So that's what you want. That's what you're looking for. And then we're going to take it out of the pan, and that'll be ready. So here we go. We've got our butter all nice and foamed up and ready for us. Let's get our onions in there. And garlic. Right on top of the onions is the bed, is how I always do it. And since we want to draw the moisture out of that onions, let's salt them right now. So these are just going to go until they get all nice and slightly brown. We're just going to go for a slight brownness to them. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And that wonderful milk solids, once again, from the butter will give a ton of flavor to that. And then we'll all marry these up together. The cod is finished poaching. Let's get it out of this poaching liquid. Oh yes, perfect. Perfect, light and flaky. Oh yeah. Look at that. Just so tender and fall apart. Look at this. See this? That's exactly how you want it to look when it comes out. And it just flakes into pieces like that. That is lovely. Now, what we're going to do, we can just going to let that cool. You can just put the onions right on top. Just like that, because we're going to let them all cool. Because we don't want that to hit our mixture that we have going, because it has egg in it. And the egg would set and actually cook. So we're going to let that cool off. And we're going to get then mixing on our batter and everything, that luscious deliciousness that we're going to pair this with this. But let's not forget about this Chablis from France. It's actually from Burgundy. And if you're not familiar with a Chablis, it's actually a Chardonnay grape. This is grown in Burgundy, a region, a terroir region in France. And it just has beautiful floral notes with dried fruit and almond and citrus. It's going to pair so wonderful with this. Now that the cod is cooled, let's add all of our flavorings and form those patties. In the bowl here I have an egg and some Dijon mustard. And to that I'm going to add some Worcestershire sauce. And to that I'm going to squeeze in some mayo, some mayonnaise, and once again all the exact ingredients are right down below in the description center. And to that we're going to add some fresh dill. Please make sure it's fresh. That is like a power pack flavor in itself, this fresh dill. So to that we're going to be adding some Old Bay seasoning, and this has just notes of paprika and celery seed and so many different things that is just so beautiful. So there we go, and we're going to take the wet ingredients and we're just going to incorporate the wet ingredients first and get them all together. And I did a big enough bowl this time, so I'm not wearing it. Thank goodness, right? Okay, now to that, all the wet ingredients is done. We're going to add in our cod. So the cod mixture along with the actual onions, those wonderful onions and garlic that we sauteed in butter. So we're going to take that and we're going to just incorporate that into the wet ingredients. And if there was any moisture, make sure when the cod came out of the liquid, obviously, no matter how much you take the cod out of the liquid, there's still going to be some liquid left on the plate. So make sure you drain that. You want the cod pretty well dried once it comes in here. You don't want all that moisture. And to that, we're going to add our saltines. And you know my favorite way of doing it, to add this in here and then crumple them all up. So the saltines go on in. Yes, yes, yes. And to that, we're going to add, before I mix it, some salt and some pepper. And then we're going to just mix all this together. And we're going to form about 4 patties. Because these are dinner size ones. You can do 4 for dinner size. And or I did them as appetizers the other night for a dinner party. That was a huge hit. Actually, it was one of their favorites. So let me just form these. These are perfectly done, and let's form those into the patties. Our cod patties are formed and ready to throw in the oil here, but I have one last step to make them the best. I did 3 already, as you could see. That's why it's a little bit different. I have some panko here for the extra little crunch. So just pat on some panko. It really, I just love, I'm a texture consistency. So I really like a little bit of crunch with these cakes. They're beautiful with them. So I'm going to put them right into the pan here. I think this pan is screaming hot. I already see the milk solids getting a little brown. So what is in here is a combination of olive oil, butter, and that's it. Just olive oil and butter. And why I wanted both of those? Well, hello. I'll have to fix that one. See, it happens to everybody, even me, right? One destroyed. I'll make it better, I swear. Now these crab cakes will just go 4 minutes on one side as I just flip them over, and 2 to 3 on the other side. Remember, we're just browning them and pulling them out of the pan because the fish is fully cooked through. So we just want a nice little crunch on the outside. I can't wait to try these. You're gonna love them. I would like to thank all my subscribers, and if you're not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button so you know what I'm making next week and you can join in on all of our fun. Let's try these cod cakes. They look so delicious. Oh. Oh my goodness. A tiny little bit of crunch from the panko and that lemony dill with all the flavors. This is amazing. You are gonna love this dish. And it's so easy. Anybody can do it. And don't forget to pair it with this lovely Chablis. Thanks for stopping by Wine and Dine, and we'll see you next week.